Okay, the third game takes place on Habitation Station, and starting to the top right, we have Mana, our Polish player, and the German Terran is starting to the top left. Habitation Station is one of those names that is really a little bit weird, like to pronounce. Not like that it's hard to pronounce, but it's like this rhyme thing. For example, there are a lot of names from international actors. When you're German, you really pronounce them German. So, for example, the name Jason Statham is something that never really occurred to me, because the guy always only plays in movies that are really like action based and like a bit of hardcore. So in German, most people pronounced him Jason Statham, and that actually sounds much more badass in my opinion. And when I at first heard how you should pronounce him correctly, because as I said, like if you read it with like English pronunciation, you kind of see that, but it never really occurred to me to pronounce it that way, just because it sounds so much more badass if you pronounce it as a really hard T. And then you hear like Jason Statham, and it's like, oh, weird. And Habitation Station, it's basically the same thing. So, yeah, just like a little bit of like, it has nothing to do with the game, guys. It's just like something that, that occurred to me a little bit earlier. So, yeah, going back to StarCraft and not to weird names and other stuff. We have a 1-1 situation. This is game number 3, and we do not have a double elimination bracket or anything like it, meaning that the loser of this match is out. He's out and has to play at another qualifier, but there are not a lot of qualifiers left. So, meaning that you really want to win this game, especially, it doesn't really matter who you are, actually. Mana, of course, wants to go back and make sure that 2014 is going to be a little bit more successful than 2014, especially now that he does not have a team. He left Mousesports. They parted ways at the end of last year, and that's definitely one of the things where a qualification for WCS Europe is a great way to advertise yourself to get a potential new team. We have a probe sneaking in, and within a very interesting pathway. That probe wants to be hidden, and this looks like we are gonna see a proxy. Ha! No, not quite. We're not seeing the proxy. He's just gonna go in and goes for the scout. Does he? We might see the proxy after all. No, doesn't go for it. Would also be a very weird timing. But guess what? There's Marine, and Marine is gonna kill you if you don't be careful. Okay, he is. Expansion comes up a little bit faster for Mana. Expansion in the main base currently for Revenge. So, with that, we have the command center on the high ground and him hiding the information a little bit. On the other hand, we have Mana to the right side of the map with his expansion a little bit faster. The Mothership Core out, this time not having to deal with a Reaper and therefore not losing any SCVs. So, yeah. We'll see. I mean, there's a change in pace for Revenge. Not starting with the gas, not starting with the Reaper, going straight into the command center, dropping the double gas afterwards will give him the gas that he needs to start his tech. But in this particular game, Mana will probably be quite happy about not facing the Reaper early on, since the last Reaper really did a number on him. But the last game in general was a little bit of a clusterfuck, because Mana had the wrong opening, Revenge had the perfect build order. He capitalized on the fact that Mana didn't really have any detection whatsoever, and that worked absolutely beautifully for him. So, in this game, the build orders work out a little bit better for the Protoss player from Poland, especially since he this time doesn't go into Blink but starts instead with a Stargate, which in a worst case scenario can with the Oracle still grant you detection. So that's definitely working. At the left side of the map we have Revenge now taking his own base and also securing that with a bunker. But a little bit more important is that in terms of tech, we see him with an engineering bay, but with 3 barracks already. That's a lot of barracks, that's a lot of bio. So we could actually see him really committing to a lot of aggression there, but it depends. The scan, the money scan. Look at that. That is pretty cool for him. Sees the Oracle, or will see the... he didn't see the Oracle, but he saw the Stargate. And what else are you going to get as a Protoss player in this scenario? So he will definitely have units ready to defend, and with the Engineering Bay also dropping maybe really fix really quickly. Sorry, sliding into German there for a second. Really quickly get one of those missile turrets out when he needs it. So... Looking at the tech for Revenge, he's still gonna need a little bit to make that work, but he has great Bio Army that he could use. Whereas at the same time, the Twilight Council for mana is gonna allow him to not only get the +2 upgrades once that the Forge is finished, but also can start his own tech there a little bit faster, while the Oracle is still just trying to do something. Not working for him so far though. That's the problem that he has there. Like, he can't do a lot of damage with this because this opponent already knows what's up, so he's guarding his mineral lines. He can just try to be a little bit annoying. Maybe pick off a unit or two, and he gets one. He gets one SCV, he gets a Marine, doesn't even lose hit points, only a couple of shields. So that kind of works for him. To the right side of the map, Mana rushes out his Storm once again. Storm and +1 attack upgrade. Cancelled for a second here. Why did he cancel the charge on the other hand? Huh. Interesting. Doesn't start anything else with the resources that he just got, at least not anything noteworthy. Did he start another gateway because of this? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, we have definitely him now with charge upgrade cancelled, whereas we have on the other hand, let me double check, yeah, got cancelled, where Storm is being chrono boosted. So he's going into a lot of gateways here. It's actually 4 additional gateways. He has 1 so far. Yeah, so okay, it puts him only up to 5. I really thought he already had a few more than that. Still active with the Oracle, the 3rd kill so far for him. And Revenge, what is he gonna do? He has the Bioforces that we talked about earlier. Pretty decent army there. At the same time, a delayed tech, and now with those Medivacs in the game, he can maybe start to be a little bit aggressive and try to drop into the main base. But we have also forward pylons here for Mana. Gonna find out real quick that there are gonna be a few Medivacs dropping in his base so that he can use his warp-ins. Might even be able to get a feedback off, so you have to be very careful with that. And yeah, so to the right side, Mana still getting his upgrade. Both of them just playing it a little bit passive. One pylon here, controlling Xel'Naga Watchtower, having a pretty good vision on the map. Like, if you look at what he currently sees, he sees those Marines moving in immediately, can even retreat with a probe if he wants to. Doesn't apparently like it too much, maybe it was a cheeky probe. That's the job, that's what I talked about earlier. What kind of a douchebag move is that? Medivacs move in, drop 4 Marines, leaving them to die, not even picking them up. Wow. That was harsh. I mean, that is the no-love zone right there. That was... Those Medivacs, I mean, they are getting meaner every day. That was absolutely uncalled for, in my opinion. It's absolutely unbelievable. Someone should call some kind of human rights committee, because that was absolutely brutal. Well, what we currently see is, on the other hand, that Oracle with a nice revelation. I like that a lot. So it just keeps track of his opponent's movement. But Mana, really good position here. Getting the Archons, has charged like Archons, the +2 armor upgrade coming into play for the Zealots, of course, of all things, and a 3rd base too. So the 3rd game, definitely the most important one of this entire series between the two of them, and neither player wants to make any mistakes. But in regards to resources lost, Mana is playing a great game here. He already killed 14 units of his opponent, he lost a single probe, and that's about it. And did a great job so far. That's not going to win him the game here, but it gives him a little bit of a lead. 3rd base is coming up. That Marine, I don't know, has apparently a death wish. Maybe those 4 Marines dropped right over here were his brothers. I don't know. Only thing I do know is that was a little bit of, yeah, silly move that he did there. Moving in there is absolutely, yeah, didn't make any sense. One factory positioned here to see if a warp prison moves in. 3rd base not just yet completed for Revenge, having the orbital tech not really done yet. And well, let me have a quick look to the 3rd. Alright. Mana is taking this once again easy, taking that really slow approach that he showed us already, and it makes sense. It's the 3rd game, you don't want to risk anything, and he knows that he is taking small leads. He wins small fights, and that is giving him a bit of an edge here. That Zealot, an early scout, trying to find out where those bio units are. A lot of stims, actually. Oh, nice, finds the Oracle. Good move. Saw the Oracle with the Medivacs, probably. But a lot of stims being used here, and that soaks up the energy of those Medivacs. They have to do overtime if they want to accomplish anything here. Nice force. Oh, Doom drop incoming. One man left behind. This is not Ohana. This is not a family environment. So the Medivac's going into the... Oh wow, if he actually tries to drop into that base where those High Templars are there, he is gonna get absolutely killed. Moving in, scanning ahead though. Nice. That was the scan that he needed. And another Zealot, the sacrificial pawn here. Nice attempts. I really like that. I mean, if you look at what currently happens in this game, is we have Revenge really trying to just... He's poking. This is not Facebook, but he's poking regardless. He is going everywhere, just poking here, poking there, having a quick look. Do you have units over at your third base? Yes. Do you have units in your main base? Yeah, you do. Just trying to have a look, but always cautious, always scanning ahead, never really trying to just YOLO it and move in and maybe then get feedback and lose the game. So, very small approaches here by him and just testing the waters. And I really like that. Mana is absolutely sitting tight here on what he has. That's 3 bases and a good economy going. So, I like that a lot. He's doing a lot of... He has a very, very solid game right now. And from that economy, he can maybe carry his advantage in the late game. But we have the gold base now taken. And that gives Revenge a sick income here that he will soon have, especially in minerals. And he also tries to come in from a different angle to kill that third base. And Mana is baited out of position a little bit with this army. So, very smart moves by Revenge. A very tactical game between the two of them. Not a lot of big fights, but very tactical and just very positional. Always baiting a little bit, always trying to lure him away from that base so that he can move in here, that he can maybe do something else. We have army sizes, currently 126 against 124. Attempt to be aggressive here, but the Marines moving back at the same time. Another move with those units. Photon Overcharge helping out. Nice storm on that ram. Not doing too much though. High Templar gets taken out here. Few more warp-ins coming in right now. And he's trying to get away. Ah, feedbacks! And this time he kills one of the Medivacs. Gets one of the Medivacs on, and he gets the second one. Ouch, that hurt. That really hurt. Revenge is losing quite a bit here. Resources lost in favor of Mana. Another battle here at the front. Trying to charge in once again. Good move so far by the Protoss player. Revenge maybe overstepping it a little bit. Overextending. Yeah, he's on the run once again, hitting that stim button like a boss. Has that army here to the bottom. Can he move in? Not really. Too many Zealots. Mana is trying to hunt him down here. He has the supply lead, and once again, this massive bank. He has that bank, and that is the important part. He can once again move in and Protoss his opponent. He's also waiting for the range upgrade. There come the storms, keeping his opponent at bay a little bit. Another attack right over here is suddenly taking its toll, but here come the reinforcements, making sure that this base is not going down. But in the middle of the map, Revenge is on the move, is trying to chase Mana and hunt him down. Mana is lacking gas. That's his biggest problem. That gold base still going strong for Revenge, giving him the extra income that he wants and needs. But Mana is done with the range upgrade for those Colossi. We do not have a lot of Vikings. Here we go again. Once more, the Archons at the front are soaking up the damage. One of them already down. Here comes the stim. And he immediately eats a storm. Storm doing a lot of damage there. Medivacs, nothing in them anymore. Mana needs to saturate those two assimilators on the other hand. He's lacking gas. He is absolutely starving for gas right now. He needs to make that happen, and he does. 3 and 3 once again, still moving out, trying to get the position that he needs to end this game, pushing his opponent back, getting the +3 attack upgrade. Upgrades currently looking good. 2-2 for both of them. Even battle. We have a few units right over there wreaking havoc in the mineral line. Really good job. Mana keeping his opponent busy. Another storm hits home. He's killing harvesters. He's storming once again. He's already in the production, killing those medivacs off too. Mana is on the verge of winning this game, winning this oh so important best of 3 and advancing to the next round of the WCS Europe Qualifier. We have a few units dropped at that third base. Mana is gonna lose it. He's evacuating immediately, but he took so many SCVs down already, and he is still moving in. Harvesters killed nearly even, 18 to 19. Mana making up his way into the main base of his opponent, trying to camp the production here, warping in units back at home, and even the Colossus is ready to do a bit of damage there, but there's so many Marauder Zealots charging in once again. That natural is gonna fall. Mana is taking it down. Revenge dropping below 100 supply. Mana at 170, and he is taking that base. He's taking that game. He's defending back at home, doing a great job there. And Revenge, after playing an incredible best of 3, goes down in flames. Mana advances to the next round of the qualifier, takes the best of 3 series with a 2-1.